For more on South Korea's World Expo bid, we have our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin joining us in the studio. Hi, Yoo-jin.
Hello, Jungmin.
Not long until the crucial day.
You're right, Jungmin. So the host country of the 2030 World Expo will be announced next Tuesday, November 28th, during the 173rd General Assembly of the Bureau International des Expositions, that is the event's organizer in Paris. And as Soo-young mentioned in a report, currently President Yoon, government officials, and business tycoons are in France, striving to secure at least one more vote from member states to clinch the bid. Now, with hopes high not only here in Korea, but over in France as well, let's have a look back on Korea's journey to bring the World Expo to Busan. The decision on which country will host the 2030 World Expo is just around the corner. South Korea's second-largest city, the southern port city of Busan, is competing against Saudi Arabia's Riyadh and Italy's Rome. While this year has been packed with expo-related events, Busan's preparations started years before.
Busan's efforts to host the expo have been ongoing since 2016. Throughout the last 7 years, South Korea as a whole and the city government have worked hard. For example, Busan promoted its expo bid to regions that it did not have close contact with before, such as Africa.
Korea has gone all out to bring the expo to Busan. Designating the 2030 World Expo Busan as a national task, President Yoon, Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, and Foreign Affairs Minister Park Jin traveled to dozens of countries to rally support. President Yoon even took the stage as a speaker during Busan's fourth presentation to the Bureau International des Expositions. The private sector joined forces too, with the leaders of Samsung, SK, Hyundai Motor, and LG going overseas as economic delegations, promoting the Busan Expo by screening promotional videos and installing large-scale advertisements. According to the Prime Minister, government officials and business leaders visited 180 countries, all told. Businesses also worked diligently at home to boost domestic interest.
We teamed up with the Busan city government to establish this designated area for the 2030 World Expo in hopes of bringing it to Busan.
I didn't know that Korea had prepared so much for the expo bid. It makes me realize how important this is. I really hope Busan wins.
Renowned cultural figures joined in too. BTS held a free concert in Busan, and soprano Cho Soo-mi, along with singer Psy and aespa's Karina, took part in Busan's BIE presentation. But the heart of Busan's campaign lies with the unrivaled enthusiasm of the people living there. Thousands welcomed the BIE when they arrived at Busan train station in April for an on-site visit.
I would go after almost 20 years in expos, and I have been on many inquiry missions throughout expos. I don't think I have ever seen such an enthusiasm in the local population for an event.
Behind this was the Citizens Committee on Busan's bid for the 2030 World Expo, which also organized the Gwanghwaneori Fireworks Festival and expo-themed movie and music festivals with the public.
Busan has experience hosting major international events like the World Cup and Asian Games. So we have the know-how, the facilities, and efficient transport infrastructure. That's why Busan is ready to successfully host the expo.
With fingers firmly crossed, all that's left now is for the 182 BIE member countries to make a decision in Paris on November 28th.
부산 화이팅!
파이팅!
부산엑스포 화이팅!
부산 화이팅!
What a journey it has been. And as we are waiting for the decision next Tuesday, how will the host city be decided?
So to talk about the schedule, the BIE's 173rd session of the General Assembly is set to kick off, as I mentioned before, next Tuesday, November 28th, 10 a.m. Paris time. That will be 6 p.m. Korea time. And then the three candidate cities will be giving their fifth and final presentations to the BIE. That is expected to start at around 7:30 p.m. Korea time. And South Korea will be the first to present. And then representatives of the 182 member states will cast their votes via electronic voting. And if no candidate secures 2/3 of the votes in the first round, the voting will proceed to a second round. So we expect the final result to come out at around Wednesday, 1 a.m. Korea time.
And Yoo-jin, you have been covering Busan's Expo bid since early this year. You have been to Busan during the BIE delegation's on-site inspection. The bid has almost come to a close. Tell us, how do you feel about Busan's chances?
Well, just like all the people who've worked so hard to promote Busan's bid, I'm feeling a bit nervous because, as we talked about, there's only a few days left until the final decision is made. But I want to mention that I'll be going down to Busan for my last Busan Expo bid coverage. I hope this is not my last Busan Expo coverage, to really capture the overall excitement in Busan ahead of the BIE's final decision. And Busan City will also be broadcasting the General Assembly live, allowing thousands of people to watch on in anticipation, so please stay tuned for that coverage as well.
I'll be watching. All right, wishing Busan the best of luck. Thank you, Yoo-jin.
Thank you.